What you sent over here?
A link so we can see everybody in the chat on YouTube. Hit refresh. Refresh right there. Oh yeah, there. Yeah. Go out. Right there's a little circle right there.
Okay.
Now you good. Did it come through?
You sent it to NGE as well?
Yeah. Tell me if you get it.
Yeah, go.
You see it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That way we can kick it with him and make sure everybody can see us real quick. It wasn't no link in there?
Yeah, I just hit that motherfucker.
Oh, damn, I sent the blank damn there. Hold on.
Yeah, it's blank.
Hold on, let me fix it.
Then.
All right.
Send it again.
Yep. Hold on one second. I'm sending it now. Copy. Yeah, well, hold on, family. Hold on. Bear with us. All right. It should be there now. I just sent it. Oops, you're trying to send a file that exceeds. How the fuck is I'm trying to send a file that exceeds that? It's only a goddamn YouTube link. You got it?
I didn't get it.
I got it.
Did it? Tell me if you let it hit. Let it.
Okay, yeah, I got it now. I got it.
YouTube link. You got it?
Yeah,
all right.
I didn't get it.
I got it.
Did it? Tell me if you let it hit.
Pressed.
All right, we good. Y'all can see the screen? Yeah, here we go. Okay, here we go. Like it just like that.
From that, dog. I don't even do shit. Just shoot.
I'm gonna get this shit.
I will most definitely prove today what none of these crackers is saying to you, or what none of these Uncle Tom niggas like Reggie the retard. Huh? Are we live? Man?
Yeah, we live.
Side sliver in the circle of serpent.
How you bring up your PowerPoint?
I ain't gonna even call you serpent.
How you bring up your PowerPoint?
Right there, it is right there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now we can. All right.
It's my seat.
All right, everybody in the motherfucking chat.
But when I go up,
oh, and we can jump in that bitch.
When I go up, though, the chat gonna have it, because when I hit that play button, it's gonna go off. Unless I open it back up, you know, I could go back and forth a little bit, just so you can see, though. But you might have to get on the Queen got the computer, right?
Yeah, no, we can see the chat from her. Okay. She can send it, ask the question. We just want to make sure we good. Now I'm gonna pull your PowerPoint up, and I'm gonna go look at the screen from her shit. So go to the. Okay, here we go.
Okay, right. All you do is hit play.
Hit play.
Yeah. There you go.
You got your clicker, right?
Yep.
All right, now let me watch the chat.
Got the best seat in the house.
How y'all look?
With the screen. Hold on. Can't even see it. I'll tell you.
You see me here on the screen? Can y'all see me?
Yeah, I'll do it like this.
What? I mean?
I did. All right.
Woo! Damn, what happened?
I did that.
Okay.
Let me fuck with the color real quick.
That's right. Go ahead. I need something to fuck with.
You? That's how you want it right there, right?
Alright, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Mild.
Yeah, that's hot.
All right. Boom.
Perfect. It's perfect now.
Perfect. Come look at this shit, Seti.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
There you go. As long as you on this side, they good.
Oh, yeah. Just on this side. Okay. Yep. Then I got my thing, too. Woo! Look at it, baby. I feel like I'm on Star Wars. Bitch, I got my laser. Bitch, I'm Darth Vader. Don't ever underestimate the power of the dark side, bitch. Thought you was gonna stop us, didn't you, nigga?
Let me go live on Facebook.
Go live, dog. You thought you was gonna stop us. You treacherous nigga, you. You know I got to do it. You know it. All the shit we went through. Huh? We in this motherfucker shooting it out. Motherfucker. Y'all motherfuckers is whack. But we black, baby. We black. You know what? This is some shit I want to make sure I pull up, though.
Yeah, right. We got all the time we need now.
You still gonna go? You still gonna drop first?
Yeah, I'm gonna crack their ass.
Oh yeah.
I'm just getting all the links and shit ready.
That's what's up.
I'm gonna plug my USB. Matter of fact, you can throw me in there if you got an extra USB slot.
Oh yeah.
Plug my shit up.
But you know this is a Mac, right?
It got PowerPoint on it, don't it?
I don't know if it got PowerPoint.
It don't matter. I'll use hers real quick.
You know, because
Yeah,
I don't think it. And then
pull my. No. Don't even unplug your shit. Keep your the HDMI in your shit, right?
yeah, but you can take it out. Though.
No. Keep it.
Yeah, because I don't think it's gonna come up, though.
All right, you're right.
Only way I would
You
if
pull my
I
PowerPoint
had what's the name?
It's all right. You ain't gotta unplug shit. Let them keep you. All I'm gonna do is unplug the monitor.
That's what's up. We're gonna bust y'all ass tonight. Fucking niggas talking about y'all reading some ancient Egyptian. Half of you motherfuckers can't write your fucking name on the paper in English. The motherfucking language you're motherfucking supposed to be conscious of. You speaking Medu now. Huh? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. That's why y'all niggas stuck on stupid. And these niggas, them just like the genie in the lamp. Mufishi, Fudishi. My bad.
Let me get this. It's about to go down, family. Don't get this shit fucked up. You better go on the link and get your motherfucking. You better go on the link and get your goddamn live stream ticket. See, when they try to fuck up the venue, thinking they're gonna stop this information, nigga, we put it on the wall. We
Look
put
at
it
that.
on the wall.
Bigger than and better. This shit better than what the motherfucking venue we was gonna have it at. Better. You a silly ass nigga. Oh man, I swear to God, you was an old dumb fucking nigga. And still we prevail. Ain't that a bit? Y'all done threw the whole y'all threw the Empire State Building out our ass. We still up top, baby. We see you walking through that nigga with that, you like a lost soul. Nigga soul missing. That's a shame.
That's right. So family, without further ado, we getting this shit together. We getting ready to start. All right. Get your, if you want the tickets, they in the motherfucking, the link is in the motherfucking comments, family.
Damn, I gotta get that. You know what? I'm gonna bring this shit up too. I ain't gonna.
Let me tell everybody go in the comments in the chat. Let me know if y'all hear an echo.
Here you go.
Let me make sure y'all ain't hearing no echo.
I was looking for that. I sure was. I was looking for you. That knowledge. I was looking for you, baby.
Hope y'all got this live stream because once they go live, I'm cutting this off.
Wait, can you just check?
Yeah, this the preliminary.
The link is in my is on my page, man. Y'all know what to do.
They know damn well they ain't teaching like this.
No echo.
They know damn well they ain't dropping no knowledge like this.
Let's go. We going straight. Woo!
February the 5th, Dallas, Texas. Cyrus Susan Seti, Young Pharaoh, SOS, BPC, Gorilla Mainframe, baby.
Now all I gotta do, all I gotta do is plug up some charge. Everybody got their shit.
Of the Medu
in
Texas, February the 5th.
Don't start calling me now.
What you do with them charges?
Don't start calling me. Stay there.
No, he brought them in.
Oh, that's canoe.
What you need?
A charge.
What up, godson?
I got my charge.
No, didn't you bring in 2 pink chargers?
Yeah, man.
I mean 2 chargers. I brought them in. Let me see what the fuck I did with them.
Oh, canoe, you already know, baby.
What's up, family?
Yeah, you already, man. You know we've been going through some trials.
If you got that live screen, let me get a black power.
You know, yeah, but you know we have Pharaohs now. We about to go live on the live stream. You
want the live stream?
You want to check it out? Well, shit, how can you give my man Canoe?
He got a.
Motherfuckers talking about killing us. And
tell him to eat. Tell him to.
Y'all can't pay 25.
I know. Tell him to email. Tell him to email me. No, tell him to text your email address, and I get it.
Text me your email, and I'm gonna put it in your email.
There you go, Coach. Appreciate that, brother. Black Power.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you paid for it, put a Black Power up. That's what's up. Black Power.
Yeah, tell him you get it to him.
All right, good brother.
These brothers sacrifice for this information, man. These folks talking about they coming at our head in New York.
Y'all see this?
They call the laws on us, man.
You see this? This is a really, this is about a 6-hour presentation. You won't get all that tonight. We taking the Medu Natter, the false teachers of the Medu Natter on tour. This motherfucker is going to be the #1 lecture of 2017. Guaranteed. We're going to be rocking every month. We're going to be rocking every venue in the country. We're going to UK with it. We're taking it to UK. God damn it, we're going to take it to the fucking British Museum. God damn it. That motherfucker might collapse. We might run out there with all our ancestor shit. We're going to get a nigga from every walk of life. And we're going to go up in the goddamn British Museum and we're going to take our ancestor shit. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck. Y'all rather read these fake ass papyruses while these crackers is sitting on millions and millions of artifacts of our ancestors. So that's what a real brother of the craft is about. Not no fake ass, speaking no fake ass language. We seize and back control of the land, nigga. We seize and back control of our ancestors' artifacts. Okay? This is some bullshit. Y'all niggas ain't about no revolution. Y'all niggas ain't about no revolution. The white man is the one that publishes all the motherfucking texts you niggas claim you read, but you don't have the original, so you don't know what he changed, you don't know nothing. Only thing you do is wait on the cracker to publish, and he owned the copyrights to our ancestor shit. So y'all niggas writing, but if that cracker want to pull rank on your bitch ass, he can. He can.
They're going to open up the live chat. Y'all don't get a chance to run your fingers. Don't worry about it.
What are they talking about?
They talking about the live chat. It ain't open.
Oh, it ain't open.
It'll be open.
It'll be open in a minute.
It'll be a huh.
We're going to crack your motherfucker.
Crack your nose. Get ready. Tight.
Open it. Open it up.
Kamal, Balagoon. What's up, Conrad?
The live chat, why it ain't open?
What's up, Cool?
It should be.
It's disabled.
No, let me make sure it should be open.
Okay. Appreciate the support. There's a lot of people on my news feed about it.
Here I come.
Black Power if you pay for the live stream.
Y'all gonna get y'all money worth, guaranteed.
Let me get this motherfucking.
Y'all might have to go hunt the other nigga for your money back.
Get your pen and paper.
Okay.
We're gonna send you all over. You're gonna do some research after this shit.
Get your kids ready.
Get your babies ready. They're gonna be walking up to Fudishi saying, "You're lying, nigga." Even the baby. Shut up, nigga.
Black Power.
Baba Seti done showed us the truth. You're lying, nigga. Ain't no aid come from no goddamn vulture saying, "Ah!" You the goddamn lie, nigga. Fudishi. I'm gonna get your ass. I know why y'all set us up. Cause you know I was gonna clown all you motherfuckers. I was gonna clown. I was gonna clown you niggas. Gonna sit up there and lie to the people talking about, and our ancestors built pyramid. And you think it was that simple that you talking about that? It wasn't even, wait a minute, I ain't gonna even start. I'm about to go ahead and start the goddamn lesson. Let me chill out.
Let me make sure it's put. Let me make sure we good. Let me make sure we good. Hold on. Let me take this from you. Let me take this from you for 1 second.
That's right.
Plug that in. Plug that in.
We got 57 people in the house. Sacrifice, man. Y'all just don't know.
Go to my phone.
Big Quill, what's happening?
And go to the email too.
Where do y'all find the link, man? Look, y'all don't know by now. I don't know what else to tell you. Go on my page and look for it. Check your email if you paid for it. You should have been got the password by now. Black Power Montreal.
Y'all about to get that work. Y'all already know. We gonna teach in this bitch tonight.
Them niggas was playing musical chairs in our Harvard ballroom. Well, nobody in that motherfucker, man.
And still heavyweight champion of the Black Power world.
What up, Bob? These niggas, man.
Yeah, nigga. I know why you're mad, nigga. All you niggas. Talking about, nigga. Look at that. Look at that. Bop, bop. Yeah, I know. I know.
Daggers.
We're gonna go to work on these niggas tonight.
Peace, Pat.
And in fact, we can include. I'm keeping my shit just how the fuck it is.
Don't change nothing.
Fuck that. Go up a little. Go up a little bit.
Black Power, if you purchase the live stream, it'll be a Black Power.
Nigga, we can go back and forth, nigga. Shit, whatever you want to do.
We ain't got no sleep. I've been up since Thursday.
No.
And I ain't giving an election.
It's like we really, it's really like we on the mother, nigga on the plantation running. What's the name of that goddamn show we was watching on the slavery shit?
Underground.
Underground. It's like we really living that shit.
That's right.
Running from plantation to plantation. And you got these Uncle Tom ass niggas trying to tell them, there they go. That's how you niggas hit. There they go running. Niggas call the police on us. You call the police on Fabro. That's a bitch ass nigga. I must say that. I must say that. And y'all support that fuck nigga? Huh?
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap on you niggas. Trying to get our mans locked up. What kind of coon ass nigga would do something like that? I hope everybody in there that they didn't get their money. I hope y'all lynch that nigga. Y'all need to go down like on Frankenstein. Remember when they first came on and they went to Frankenstein's house? They say they burnt the whole goddamn house down. And that's how y'all need to go to that nigga's crib. With a lynch mob. Nigga, pitchforks, shovels, and goddamn machetes. Whatever you can. With torches and shit. And go get that nigga and make him give you your goddamn money. Because they didn't have one qualified scholar in that motherfucker at all. All of them garbage. Every last one of them garbage. I said it. Bitch, ain't nothing they could do to match these presentations that we've been working on for 4-5 goddamn months. I've been working on this shit for years. Flat the fuck out. I got this shit right here, but I'm gonna hit y'all with some serious daggers tonight. But you'll really get the effect when we bring it straight to your city. But we're gonna put that truth on y'all niggas tonight. Okay? Let y'all niggas know what these niggas won't let you know. And y'all been paying for this garbage. And you can't say what the fuck it has, or you know, what you have accomplished, how you have progressed, learning this shit. It's a shame that they've been teaching this shit for 40 years. And they don't know no more about ancient Egypt than when they never even learned the shit. You probably knew more before you learned the shit than you know now, because you went backwards. And you lie about the shit, what you're speaking. You're lying about it. That's just like a crackhead. You're lying about why you're stealing and shit. You know, lying to the people. You see? So you're making shit up. And I'm going to get on the elders too. Everybody that has something to say about me, bitch, I got something to say about you. Okay? So don't think I'm letting nobody off the hook. Okay? Okay? All right. That go for everybody. Okay? We know who was behind the scene. And we're gonna put it all out here tonight. And I hope you're here. And I have never worked with none of you niggas. Don't call me. Don't call me. I'm about to put this on silent, bro. What's happening?
Next going in the looses tonight.
Yeah.
Buddy. Snitches getting exposed.
The link not coming up.
Oh no, I didn't get with it yet. For me to
Crackheads getting
text for me the
exposed.
link. I didn't send it out when it gets sent to him yet. Text it email on my phone.
He said text
Crackheads exposed.
Email to Pharaoh's phone.
Snitches exposed.
You know his phone number?
If y'all fuck with them niggas after this shit, I don't know what to
put it out there. He should have
it. Yeah, put it. Yeah, go ahead and text it, and he'll send it to you.
They ain't coming with slander, family. They coming with documented facts.
With this stupid bitch ass.
Man, y'all know goddamn well we ain't got to. Y'all motherfuckers know what y'all here for. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all niggas know, nigga. When it come to that motherfucking historical scholarship, I'm the most feared scholar on the planet. I don't give a fuck race, creed, or color. Nigga, you come my way, nigga. All you have to do is give me 4 months to 6 months, and I'll crush any frame of thought. Any one of them. Because I'm already deep in each one of them. Ain't no motherfucker. I went to Compton and damn near pulled up 5 lectures at one time. Took niggas all around the world.
Huh? Go ahead. Do your thing. I'm going to do my shit exactly like we at the debate.
Go ahead, bro.
No, you start your shit off. Go ahead. Start. You can get your shit. You can get your lecture started.
All right, family. We finna log out.
How you do your shit?
Okay.
I don't know if you didn't get it, Monica. Check your email. That's all I can tell you. They said the password. Peace, Danya. Doc Bookshop in the house. We coming to Dallas. February the 5th. SOS BPC Gorilla Mainframe.
I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get Brian.
Flyer coming soon. The false teachings of the Meta family.
Just tell me when you're ready.
You know I ain't about to play that. Black Power, y'all. You gonna pay. All them niggas gonna pay. All of them. Yeah.
Is more than one email or this one?
I just, my man, that's all I. Ain't nobody else call me.
All them lists, all that slander going on, we gonna squash y'all too. We gonna make sure y'all don't make another dime in this.
That's right. That's right.
Slandering GML, slandering South Student City. We gonna squeeze all of y'all out, and the sisters ain't excluded.
That's right. The fallen queens. That's what we call it. So we keep our fallen queen.
She must bought her shit from Sinetta.
All right, do that shit. Do that shit you did back here. Just a little. Oh, here it go. Never mind.
Yeah, if you just put
go ahead. Get your power. Go to your PowerPoint.
Black Power.
I never know what this is for. I was back here fucking with this shit. Go pull it up on here. Let me see it. Let me get it right. Hold on. Fuck it. Put in some text. Tell me when it's how you want.
Why the top blur in the? Yeah, you got it right. Yeah, just
here we go. Let me fix this motherfucker.
Yeah, cool.
All right. There we go.
Yeah.
Your bottom
still. Let me see something. Boom.
Just a little bit at the bottom. Well, that's cool. Cool.
All right. Let me see. I'm gonna wait till the camera catch it up and get it in focus. Once the computer got it in focus.
You see that right there? That's official right there. With that Rosetta Stone, that's official from the British Museum. By Wallace E.A. Budge, the curator.
Can y'all see the screen? Can y'all see the screen? But even in the real drink, if they can't see it, he'll show it another slide.
I mean, can make it bigger?
If we can zoom out, we can't zoom unless we gonna bring the mother. We can't.
What you mean bigger?
Oh,
oh, okay.
No, it's small. I gotta refocus it. Go to the beginning. Go to your very first PowerPoint with them yellow words.
Okay, we go right here.
Okay, let me see. All right, now go to something with small text. They ain't gonna be. They might not. Okay, all right.
Well, y'all ain't got this.
They might can't see all.
No, that's all right. Y'all ain't gonna need this just to show you what the Greek look like. So, I mean, we ain't gonna be reading it because ain't no motherfucker in here reading Greek. Even though one of them weak ass niggas say he can speak Greek. Motherfucker can't even, nigga need to speak Ebonics. Motherfucker speaking all these fucked up languages.
All right, we good. Here we go. We about to start. Please. All right, we good. Go back.
You said it's good?
Yeah. Let me make you got it. It's how you want it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, go to your first slide. I'm gonna get this in there.
This nigga eating chips like he had the goddamn movie. This nigga had the movie.
I got the best seat in the house.
This nigga had the movies. That's right.
Monica, this Monica in Dallas, man. Lock it.
All right, nope. Everybody everybody got everything they gonna need.
I'm good.
Matter of fact, bring that lemonade right here. Cause you lecturing, you can come over here.
All
Be
right.
careful with it. Yep, sit it right here in case I want to grab. Yep. There we go. All right, I got the link sent out to the other brother. Your phone right here. Your shit on silent?
Mm-hmm. Don't call me. Any nigga call me, I'm blocking your ass. Include my mama. I love you, mama. I give it back to you. I'll unblock you tomorrow. Don't call. Let me know when you want me to go. Hey,
Go ahead.
Let me use the bathroom one time.
Do your thing. Go ahead. You ain't going nowhere.
All right.
You be back in. It's the luxuries of being in the motherfucking crib, like sure.
Give him this work. Give him this work. It is my punishment. Work. All right. What I do with my touch? Okay.
There we go. Yep. Are you ready?
All right. Let's go to work. All right, family. The long-awaited false teachings of the metal netter has the metal netter been deciphered. Me and Pharaoh standing on the side that no white man, no Oriental, no man on the planet, not even all African people, can decipher the metal netter. Why? I'm gonna show y'all something. Hold up. I want to go straight to the stolen legacy. I'm gonna go straight to the stolen legacy. We got to do that. Here we go. Let me go to it. All right. Now, this coming from George M. James, who was Dr. Ben's teacher. I studied this book over 25 years ago. And this had me wondering, even then, how people could be reading the metal netter. Because Dr. Ben always came from the perspective that in order to understand the mystery system, you had to be initiated. This is what Dr. Ben taught us, that it wasn't about a phonetical language, it was a secret language. And unless you was initiated into the craft and went through the degrees, you would never know that, okay? It took a priest 40 years to obtain an initiate, 40 years to obtain his priesthood. But today, you have people who have bypassed all of the ancient teachings, superseding the priesthood. I even asked these niggas, and, you know, I've been to Egypt, and I asked them, I say, do you believe you can teach the metal netter better than the brothers and sisters that's in the Nile? And they say yes. They say yes, that they could teach it better than the brothers and sisters in the Nile. I say, I cannot believe this. Could Dr. Ben be lying? So I'm going to read something. It says, it would appear that there were two forms of writing in use among the Egyptians. The Demotic, believed to have been introduced by Pharaoh Psammetichus and for trade and commercial purposes. That's you must hold on to that. Demotic, right there. Because they say that's the second language on the Rosetta Stone. And y'all must understand that through the Rosetta Stone is where they supposedly made this decipherment. Now you're gonna have niggas try to go to an Arab who supposedly were a black man who they don't know who he was. We know he wrote it in Arabic. Okay? Now we don't know if I didn't see an original book, so we don't know if that's a pseudo book or not. Okay? But unless he went through the craft, we are to assume that it's just one of those books, like they got the Book of Thoth, they got all these little magical books that they create, fraudulent in concept, okay, to steal our people's ancient teachings, okay, to steal the legacy of our people's teaching. So when you're looking at the Rosetta Stone, which I'm going to bring you to, you got the top, which is the glyphs, which is the primary scene. Then the second one, you got Demotic. And right here, reading from the Stolen Legacy, you see that it was for trade and commercial purposes. Now, you cannot use Demotic to translate the glyphs at the top, because the glyphs at the top were only taught to the priests. So you can't use a language for trade and commercial purposes to interpret the language of the priests. Okay? Now, the hieroglyphs, of which there were two forms, the hieroglyphs proper and the hieratic alinear form, both which were used only by the priests, okay, in order to conceal the secret and mystical meanings of their doctrines. This coming straight from the Stolen Legacy, okay? Now, right here at the bottom, we are also informed that the mystery system of Egypt employed modes of spoken language which could only be understood by the initiate. These consisted not only of myths and parables, but also of a secret language called Sinzar. Okay, and this is, I got to get the page. The education of the Egyptian priests consisted also in the specialization in secret systems of language and mathematical symbolism. Right there, I got it at the top. The hieroglyphics proper and the hieratic alinear form, both which was used only by the priests in order to conceal the secret and mystical meaning of their doctrines. So you got to understand that the two languages at the bottom of the Rosetta Stone, Demotic and Greek, which are two common languages for commoners, okay? You cannot take the language of the commoners to interpret the language of the priests, okay? So that's fraudulent in concept. And I'm going to show you that the Rosetta Stone itself is a fraud, okay? Because the top piece, which is the primary piece, is missing, okay? And that's just like somebody handing their homework, okay? And, you know, or if somebody lose their homework and another person tear the top of it off where their name is and sign they shit on the bottom and hand it in. You're missing the primary piece at the top. And without that primary piece, you don't know what the stone is saying. And so you can't make the decision based on the bottom of the stone, which is supposedly written in Greek. You don't know if that stone was tampered with. You don't know if the stone is fraudulent. But what we do know is that our people never spoke Greek. That we do know. So let me go back. Let me go back. Matter of fact, I could go right here. I could go right here. See, we're looking at the Rosetta Stone. See, the top part, where's the other piece? See, this is what they say could possibly be missing. This stone weighed 1,600 pounds at the bottom, okay? Where's the top piece? Where's the top of it at? Where the principal and primary scenes would have been located. See, this is supposedly Greek at the bottom. This is Demotic, which Stolen Legacy just told us was a trade language. This language at the top could only be spoken by the priests. Okay, now, when you go to the bottom of this stone, it supposedly said that all three scripts said the same thing. But what we do know that the Greeks could not speak ancient Egyptian. So if it said the same thing, how the fuck could they prove it when they couldn't speak ancient Egyptian? They couldn't prove it, okay? And since our ancestors knew the Greeks couldn't speak the ancient language, they had no reason to disclose any mysteries in the stone to anybody, because nobody could prove what it said in the first place. One thing that should be said up front is that Champollion, the Frenchman or faggot, was a Freemason. He never went to Egypt before he created the alphabet. Never went to Egypt. He created the alphabet in his attic, okay, without ever talking to an African. He was an Orientalist. He was a Freemason. You can see him right there with his hand in his coat. So we looking at all the prejudices, all the biases that these crackers had on our people. And at that time, before he became an Egyptologist, he was an Orientalist. What is an Orientalist? Those who study from the biblical aspect that all of humanity, civilization came out of Asia. And that's why when you go and listen to me, you go into all these books on history dealing with Egypt, they always try to synchronize Egypt with the founding of Mesopotamia and say that the Mesopotamians started ancient Egypt. First and foremost, that's biblical. That's biblical. They cut the history of Egypt damn near by 9/10 of what it really is, okay, to synchronize it with the Bible. And that's one of the primary reasons why they created the Medu. You got some shit talking about the Israelite stone. You got those so-called Hyksos who supposedly conquered Egypt. They call them by Semitic names, Yaakov and all of this. See, they synchronizing, trying to give some credibility to the Bible. Why is that? Because these are Orientalists. They are Christians, they are Jews, or every one of these so-called founding Egyptologists are either Jewish, they're Freemasons. Those are prejudices that these niggas speaking the metal matter is not telling you. And those prejudices and those biases play a large part in the way they try to synchronize Egypt with the Bible and with Sumeria. So you see, and so when you're talking about Freemasonry, you got to understand that the foundation of Freemasonry is Kabbalah. That's Jewish. Okay? Why they not telling y'all that? So when you go look up the ancient Egyptian language, you can go look it up right now. They say Afro-Asiatic. Afro-Asiatic language. Because what they call in Coptic is nothing but a break off from Greek, Arabic. That shit ain't got nothing to do with Africa. That's shameful that most of these so-called Egyptologists and these Medu speakers are talking about Coptic is the last stage of the ancient Egyptian language, which is a goddamn lie. It came out of Lower Kemet, which had been compromised over 1,000 years, okay? It had been conquered by many Asian forces from the so-called Persians. The Persians was in there before the Coptics. The Greeks came and left before the Coptics. Coptic is only synonymous with Christian. Look at this. See, these are the Masons. Champollion Napoleon. Champollion is a Christ figure in Egyptology. Okay? The Freemasons lust to replace ancient Egypt as the most illustrious fraternal order in the world. Okay? Because they knew that the craft was the first fraternal order of Masons, real Masons, not speculative Masons, but the brothers that were truly cutting the stone, really laying the foundations of what a fraternal order is. And not only that, you see right there, the Rothschilds. The Rothschild. You see right there? You see Napoleon, and also a Mason. Huh? Also a Mason, and you see Rothschild, who is the head of, who helped found Israel, funded every fucking nation in Europe. This is who they owe their allegiance to. That's who owns the British Museum, who owns the Rosetta Stone, huh? And we're talking about the British Museum is the largest repository of Egyptian artifacts on the planet, with damn near 14 million. Did you hear what I just said? 14 million artifacts from ancient Egypt, even larger than the Cairo Museum. That's a crime shame. That's a crime against all of humanity, African humanity on the planet, for another nation to have that many artifacts belonging to another nation. You see the shield of the Rothschilds. This is right here is in Israel. So while you see him in his Masonic pose, it's showing you who he owes his allegiance to. He owes his allegiance to that Ashkenazi Jew. And the Ashkenazi Jew is the owner of Egyptology. They own all of the Egyptology. The Egyptologists were just rock hunters. But when they went over there and retrieved the treasures, when they went over there and retrieved the artifacts, they had to bring it back home to the Rothschilds, who own the British Museum. There again, showing you the Freemasonry of who owns free. These are Rothschilds who believe in Kabbalism, which is the foundation of Freemasonry. Let me go in. Now I got to lay it for you. I got to lay it for you. I got to lay it for you. I want to talk about something. Okay? We're looking at a law, what we call the law of diametric opposites. And when you talk about diametric opposites, you're talking about the two opposing extremes, hot and cold, up and down, left and right. So you're talking about that the European, the Greek, who is a faggot, who's a homosexual, who's a pedophile. This is what y'all talking about. Y'all translated our African script into. This is the language that they say they use to translate our ancestors' sacred language. The language of the freaks. Did you hear what I just said? The Greeks were homosexuals, lesbians, and pedophiles. The Africans worshiped the family, the black family, and the black woman. Greek thought could not accept this, so they carved it off the walls. Okay, so that's showing you. How could they read the Medu? How could they read our ancestors' script? They abhor, they disdain African thought. And they proved it because when they came in, because they homosexuals, if you go and watch the caveman, he's pulling his woman by the hair. This is something completely opposite to Greek thought. So how in the hell can you take Greek at the bottom of the Rosetta Stone? You can't, it's not even phonetical because we just read where it was a secret language. So you cannot just take a letter and put it on a symbol, which I will show you that. But I'm showing you that we're talking about the extreme opposites. Okay, the African and the Greek are extreme opposites. The African worship the sun. Look at this. How can the vampire interpret for the children of the sun. Extreme opposite. Totally unalike. So you mean to tell me you believe the vampire can come in and interpret for the children of the sun? See, that's the law of diametric opposite. We have two opposing spirits. Okay? Two opposing spirits. And just like they cannot interpret for us, most African people cannot understand European culture. Don't want to. When you see them touching on, as men, touching on the babies, that's something that African people are going to shun totally. So they cannot interpret for us, and neither can we interpret for them. Now look at this. This is a graphic to show you that it's true that we're diametric opposite. The question asks, should society accept homosexuality? Now look at this. You go into Europe, see, the yellow is no, the green is yes. Should society accept homosexuality? You go into Spain, see 88% yes. You go into Germany, 87% yes. You go Czech Republic, 80. France, 77. That's where your Champollion. That's where your Napoleon. Your fucking faggots that y'all calling the founding fathers of Egyptology. Okay, you go into Britain, 76% yes. Italy, 74. Greece, 53. Poland, 42. Russia, 16. Now you come to Africa where it says no, look. South Africa at 61, that's the lowest, and that's because they got some crackers there. But when you go into Kenya, 90% no. You Uganda, 90% no. Go to Ghana, 90% no. Senegal, 90% no. Nigeria, 98% no. So you can see we're diametric opposites. Okay? So you think our people would agree with these faggot-ass Medu speakers taking Greek, a homosexual language? Our ancestors would turn over in their grave if they would believe we would be so, that's sacrilegious against our ancestors to use Greek, the freaks, and use their language as a means to translate the African language, which we call sacred. Now y'all listen to that. Y'all listen to that. Y'all use Greek, a faggot language, to translate the sacred language of our ancestors. There's something wrong with that. Let me go into this. The polluted Ptolemies. Okay? As we talk about the Ptolemies, this is who they use. The first word ever transliterated in the so-called fake Medu was Ptolemy, who was Alexander's lover, a homosexual. Okay, you're talking about a homosexual dynasty, the polluted Ptolemies. The savior of the Medu. This was the first, Thomas Young, who came before Champollion. The first word ever transliterated was Ptolemy, where they took this cracker's name and superimposed it on the glyphs of our ancestors and began to create the what they call the hieroglyphic language of today. Look at this cracker. So he is the savior. He is the savior. So I'm gonna show you some things. So who was Napoleon's his idol, his hero? Alexander. This is Napoleon. This is Alexander. This is the Greek freaks. If you ever seen the movie Alexander, Ptolemy was one of his lovers. So remember, when y'all say that the first word transliterated was Ptolemy, you got to understand that these are homosexuals. You see this shit that they partaking in? And then you're going to say you translated the language of our African ancestors from this language right here? You opening up the gate for them to enter. That's why they got all these homosexual interpretations in the goddamn Medu. Because when you open it up for the cracker, that's exactly what you're going to get. And these niggas are not protecting you. They're not telling you the truth about this. That Ptolemy, and this is the supposed Greek at the bottom of the stone. And they over here touching on boys, touching on men. Look at Napoleon and Champollion. Look at them. One of the most sissified cultures in all of Europe. Look at this. But you all say y'all don't support LGBT. Y'all don't support homosexuality, but yet and still y'all allow the French faggot Napoleon, which is the John the Baptist of Egyptology, and Champollion, who is the Christ figure. Did you hear what Ankh said? He said if the white boy hadn't deciphered the, and I'm going to get into the transliteration, I'm going to get into the translation. They all are forms of raping the language. But they say if it wasn't for Champollion deciphering the so-called metadata, we wouldn't have no history of ancient Egypt. Ain't that the same shit they say about the Bible? Y'all got to understand that this is a religion. And that Champollion is not only your Christ figure, he's also your Moses. And the Rosetta Stone is your 10 Commandments. And if it was not for Champollion, what the niggas said, that we wouldn't have no history of ancient Egypt, which is a goddamn lie. He's forcing you, just like the preacher, man. This is what the metal niggas is doing. They forcing our people to bow down to this peck of wood. The whole of the African world is at his mercy. Because if it be not for this one cracker, not one of us would know our ancient African history. That's a shame. This is a religion. This is a fucking religion. It's no different. And so we had to come out here today and put it on the table for the first time and pull it apart. Because you know what happened? Niggas went into that believing shit. Didn't nobody officially put this shit on the table and pull it apart and really dig down into it. Y'all niggas believed it. Y'all believed it without even doing research. Okay? And I don't care who it was. Dr. Ben, which we will prove, told these niggas that they couldn't speak that shit. He told them. See, Dr. Ben used it as a construct to teach through because they know he knew for over 200 years, that's all you knew. That's all the world knew. You can't teach. That's just like Africa. If you go to any map in the world, it's going to say Africa. Some niggas going to say, where's some older names? Well, that's not an international name. The international name for the continent is Africa. So if you want a mass understanding, if you want the masses to understand what you're talking about, when you call on the continent, you got to say Africa. You say anything else, and you're going to lose a mass amount of people. So you have to teach through some constructs at times to get a mass understanding. Look at this. Greek is the mother of the Medu now. You got to look at this. They're not telling y'all that. How is these wicked, hideous crackers, how is their language got any constructs that can explain what is going on in Africa? That's a hell of a concept. And y'all didn't pull it apart. I had to pull it apart today. You mean to tell me that this cracker know what it means when we talk about the black woman is God and this motherfucker is in here doing all this hideous, barbaric, backward ass practices? Let me keep it moving. So we're talking about the possibilities. See, when we went to the Stolen Legacy, we destroyed the myth that it could be a phonetical language, which means you can't put letters on symbols and render the meanings. That's impossible. You got to have a key. I'm going to show y'all that. You have to have a legend, okay? But in the scope of research, the Greeks are the first 48 hours, okay? In the scope of research, the Greeks are the first 48 hours. And if y'all watch 48 hours on TV, what does it say? If you don't get that, if you don't crack that goddamn case in the first 48 hours, what happens? Your chances of cracking the case is cut in half. Okay? You're not allotted forever to do something. You're given an amount of time to do that. Okay, so we're looking at the hourglass. This is the first 48 hours. Okay? And while the Greeks were ruling Egypt from 332 BC, starting with Alexander, okay, to about 30 BC, this was the Greek rule of Egypt. They never produced an Egyptian dictionary. They never produced a bilingual Egyptian dictionary or any form of where you could prove that the Greeks could read Medu. Okay? So the first 48 hours, which were the Greeks, it went by. And so this is your prime time right here, the Greeks. You know why? Because you are the ruler of Egypt. Okay? You can force the priests to do it. But it was never done because there's some things, what we just said, the diametric opposite. You cannot translate African into Greek. That's what they ain't telling y'all. It's totally impossible. And then you're going to take the sacred, and y'all talking about it's the sacred language. That's critical. How the hell you going to get something sacred from something vulgar? So what we're showing you, that the first 48 hours, which is from 332 BC to 30 BC, the Greek Ptolemaic rule, they never produced any Egyptian Greek dictionary. Okay? The last 48 hours is the Roman rule because they took over from the Greeks. Okay? You got Egypt is still living. The language is still living. The priesthood is still functioning. You have access to primary sources. What are primary sources? Sources that you can ask that are going to give you the right information because it comes from that time period. Once you leave that time period, you lose the opportunity to have access to prime resources. Okay, and we're going to talk about primary sources, and we're going to talk about secondary sources when you're doing research. So again, the Romans would have been the last 48 hours. So they ruled from about 30 BC to about 680 BC. So really, the Greek and Roman rule was almost 1,000 years, and they never produced an Egyptian Greek dictionary. So the question is, how the fuck is Champollion gonna come 2,000 years after the fact, after the language is dead? He don't have access to primary sources. Okay? You don't have opportunity for primary verification because the priesthood is no longer functioning as it did in the ancient world in Egypt. Let me come in. The Romans are the last one. With the end of the Roman rule, over 1,000 years of pollution, okay, destruction, and negation left Egypt a virtual wasteland. Now, they might try to come out and say, well, it was a black man, and he wasn't no black man. They're just trying to say he was a black man who was in Iraq around the 10th century, supposedly deciphered some of the Medu. How did he do it? Was he initiated in the craft? We go back to the stolen legacy. Was he initiated in the craft? No, he was not. Because one of the rules of the craft, you were forbade to teach any of the information to somebody who was a non-initiate. You had to go through like every other priest. You had to do your 40 years like every other priest. Okay? So how the hell did he decipher any of it if he wasn't initiated? Okay, after that, your time is up. After the Roman rule, after the Greek rule, your time is up and you have no more access to primary verification. Okay? And so you hear people out here talking. The mouthing of the so-called metadata is not proof that it's been deciphered. Because it can't be deciphered because it's a secret language. It's not a phonetical language. Okay? You can't put a letter on symbols because symbols have meanings that go beyond a letter, and just placing a letter on the symbol is not going to render you the meaning. Okay? Any methodology after the Greeks and Romans is complete speculation and fraudulent conjecture. Okay? Let me keep it moving. But the cracker still thinks he can manipulate time. Okay? You cannot go back in time and rewrite history. Okay? So for over 2,000 years, whether you go to the early Greek philosophers, whether it was Thales, whether it was Pythagoras, whether it was Socrates, whether it was Aristotle, okay, whether it was Solon, whether it was Herodotus, they all said what George M. James said, what Dr. Ben said, that it was a secret language. Only with Thomas Young, only with Champollion did they start to say that the language was not mysterious, that it was phonetical, and that it could be deciphered if you use the Champollion methodology. So over 1,500 years had passed, and Champollion kidnapped. This is something missing out here. So 1,500 years passed where all the great minds of the world taught that it was a secret language. So y'all the motherfuckers who teaching the metadata are the ones that are rewriting history. Y'all gonna rewrite over 1,500 years of history taught by the greatest minds of Europe. How could that many men be wrong? And this motherfucker come 1,500 years after the fact, no primary verification, no access to the language, no access to the priest, and he's gonna rewrite 1,500 years of history where the white men, the great philosophers teach us that they went to Egypt. Some of them, they say, were initiated. That's another story. We don't believe that, but at least they're telling us the process of how you get the knowledge. Come on, let me keep it moving. Okay, we're going to go into the history of Herodotus. Why do we go to Herodotus? Herodotus is what they call the father of European history. Okay, he's the first European to write in the way that a historian writes today. And so he supposedly went into Egypt around 425 BC. That was at the time where the so-called Persians had conquered Egypt. What does Herodotus say? Listen to this. He said the Egyptians adhere to their own national customs and adopt no foreign usages. So this is a Greek giving it up. He's telling us that our ancestors adopt no foreign usages. So when you say that the Coptics took African language and gave up their own alphabet to accept the Greek language, that's a goddamn lie. No indigenous African would have ever given up their ancestral tongue, their ancestral alphabet for no goddamn Greek. The Coptics were the bastard children of many European tribes, Greek and Roman, who had came and conquered much of Lower Egypt. Dr. Ben always taught that history starts at the beginning of the river, not at the end. So you talking about in Lower Kemet, which have been compromised many thousands of years by the time the Copts came along. The Greeks had came and left before the Copts even came on the scene. The Greeks had came and left. The Romans, the Western Roman Empire came and left. So you got many, when you talk about the Greeks, you're not just talking about one tribe. You're talking about many dialects when you talk about Greek. So when they conquered Egypt, they brought tribes from all over the wasteland of what today we call Europe. Even the Romans. That's just not one dialect. So when you talk about the Romans conquered Egypt, you're talking about possibly hundreds of dialects of Europeans coming into Egypt, spreading their language, spreading their culture. And so the Coptics is a mixture of all of that. It's not African. Let me read also from Herodotus. The Egyptians disliked adopting Greek customs. Okay then, you hear that? Let me back it up. He said the Egyptians disliked adopting Greek custom, or in a word, those of any other nation. This feeling is almost universal among them. Okay? So our ancestors right there, he's giving it up. He's telling you that we would never have taken the Rosetta Stone. Okay? That's a compromised area. That's lower Kemet. It was compromised. You don't take nothing like that and use it as a standard. You go back up the river. You go up to Nubia. You go down into Punt. You go down into Uganda and start all over. You go to the mother tongue. You don't go down in lower Kemet, which have been compromised so many times by foreign conquests. So Coptic is not African. I must say that. It's a tongue similar to Arabic. Greek, Aramaic is a foreign Asiatic language. Okay? Let me read it out. It says, the Egyptians dislike adopting Greek customs, or in a word, those of any other nation. This feeling is almost universal among them. That means all of our people. We don't accept no goddamn languages from no crackers and no Asians. We didn't do that, okay? And listen to what he said at the bottom. It says, thus far, I have spoken of Egypt from my own observation, relating what I myself saw, the ideas that I formed, and the results of my own researches. What follows rests on the accounts given me by the Egyptians. Hold up. What follows rests on the accounts given me by the Egyptians, which I shall now repeat, adding thereto some particulars which fell under my own notice. So he asked our ancestors, and they told him. Champollion didn't do that. Richard Lipsis, Adolf Ehrman, all of these so-called linguists, they didn't have an opportunity to ask our ancestors anything. So they have no primary verification for anything that they created. They created it 2,000 years after the fact. It's conjecture, it's lies, okay? To seize our ancestors' tongues and to prop up the Bible. Look at what he said. So when you say, thus far I have spoken of the Egyptians from my own observation, you can see these are the priests that put it on the wall. Okay? These are the ones that can give you primary verification. If you don't get it from the priest who put it on the wall, how the hell do you know? You got to quit lying. You got to quit lying. Okay? Let me step to this metal now. I'm just getting warm. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. See, the Egyptians dislike adopting Greek customs. In a word, those of any other nation. The feelings is almost universal among them. And I see why they would not adopt Greek customs. Look at this shit. Look at Alexander and Ptolemy, which y'all use the Greek rulers. I'm going to show you that they use the names of the Greek rulers to make the hieroglyphic alphabet. And then you got Fudishi talking about the A come from the vulture when he say, "Ah, you silly man, you." Ah, the A comes from Alexander's name, you lying ass nigga. I wish we could have had that, because I was gonna front on your ass right there in the front row, nigga. You would tell our babies a goddamn lie like that. Let me keep it moving. Wait a minute. And this is why the Greeks were banned from ancient Egypt until being conquered by the Persians and then finally by the Greeks in Rome. They kept them out. They were banned from Egypt for 5,000 years until conquered by the Persians. So Coptic is a bastard language with a mixture of Greek, Slavic, Persian, Latin, Byzantine, Turkish. This destroys the myth of Coptic being the last stage of the ancient Egyptian language. It ain't even Egyptian. It's Greek. These niggas, because look it up. When you look up the ancient Egyptian language, it's gonna say that it's Afro-Asiatic. And when you look at all the languages that's in the Afro-Asiatic language, you got Aramaic, you got Hebrew, you got Arabic. So a lot of them Egyptologists is not telling you that they use Hebrew, which is Yiddish, which is German, because that was another dead script. So y'all not looking at all these languages that were dead, that these crackers they didn't fix a modern language to give the illusion as if you speaking it. You're not speaking the ancient tongue. Hebrew today, it was no ancient Hebrew, because that script come from Demotic. That's where it come from. Mostly all what you call the Persian, what you call the so-called Canaanites, what you call the Greeks. All of them languages come from Demotic. They just switched the alphabet up a little bit, but that's the mother tongue, the mother alphabet of all them goddamn languages. Okay? Let me keep it moving. Okay, now we're going into the Rosetta Stone by Wallace A. Budge. I'm just getting warmed up, family. Look at this. This is an official document of the British Museum that owns the Rosetta Stone. So I don't want y'all to go get no fraudulent manuscripts. This is an official document from the British Museum. Now listen to this, y'all. I'm gonna fuck y'all up right quick. Let me get some more. Let me get some of that. I'm just getting started. Fucking them up. They got y'all reading faggot shit. They got y'all niggas out here translating the sacred language. How you gonna get something sacred from something vulgar? I'm gonna break it down to you. Look what he said. Strictly speaking, all the letters of the Egyptian alphabet are consonants, just as are the letters of the Hebrew, Syriac, and Arabic alphabet. In reading the text, the Egyptian reader himself supplied the vowels, and it is for this reason that we shall never know accurately how the Egyptians pronounce their words. That's very critical. I need that, brother. Thank you. That's very critical. I'm going to go over that again. Who is this from? Well, E.A. Wallace. That's a very powerful dagger right there. In reading the text, the Egyptian reader himself supplied the vowels. And it is for this reason that we shall never know accurately how the Egyptians pronounce their word. Now, sometimes you hear Nefer. Ain't no Nefer. All you got is the N, the F, and the R. There is no Nefer. Okay? So you, as a person that speaks English, you can add A, you can add the I, you can add the O, and you can add any vowels in English to your discretion, however you want to add them. It don't have to be Nefer. You can put N, you can put N-O-F-O-R. Nobody could tell you it's wrong, because it's all wrong. Because you should not be adding no fucking vowels to the Medu letter. That right there collapse anything that you niggas is talking about, because it's not supposed to be spoken. Listen to this. In transliterating Egyptian words, I have often added an E as the Copts seem to have done. But otherwise, the words are unpronounceable. Now ask yourself this. If Copt is ancient Egyptian, and the ancient Egyptian don't use a vowel, and the Copt got vowels, how could this be the last stage? How could this be ancient Egyptian? What happened? Where the damn languages don't fit. Okay, they got vowels in Coptic. There's no vowels in ancient Egyptian. Okay, listen again. In translating Egyptian words, I have often added an E, as the Copts seem to have done. for otherwise the words are unpronounceable. Okay? So how can you define words you cannot pronounce? So if you hear anybody speaking the Medu, that right there is fraudulent. That right there is fraud. You know what the niggas go see right here where it say PT.1? It's really just PTHHPTP. That's not pronounceable. You added the vowels to say PT.1, but it ain't no PT.1. Now, for instance, take almond. Wait a minute, let me see if I got one. Is that right there? Oh, I could put this one right here too. Now, see, this is the it's shunshat. Okay, there is no shunshat. Okay, it's only SSNQ. Now, in English, they added not only some vowels, they added some consonants too. They added the H, H-O-H-E between the S-S and Q right there. That's the transliteration. You cannot pronounce that. Okay? So you got shunshat in English. This is German. The German got their own vowels, got a different spelling. This is the French, got their own vowels and dialect. This is the Dutch, got their own vowels and dialect. So you can go, if you take 100 languages, you can have at minimum 100 different words for this one transliteration. But because you got 6 vowels in English, you got 17 in French, you got 8 in German. If you add up all of the combinations that you can have in all of them vowel sequences, you can have thousands of words for that one transliteration. You can have thousands of words for that one transliteration. Okay? So this, but it's only one truth. It ain't thousands of goddamn truths. It's only one truth. And you don't even hear it up here. It's our ancestors. Because this is Latin. That's Latin right there. Ain't even no Latin on the stone. So when they transliterated it, they quick to show you the Latin without showing you the Greek. Latin is not on the stone. It's only the glyphs, Demotic, and supposedly Greek. This is Latin. Okay? So they done transliterated it into a language that's not on the stone. Let me fuck you up. I'm not done. Not done. Let me go right here. They took the names of homosexuals and faggots of the Greek dynasty to make the hieroglyphic alphabet. So you see right here where you got Ptolemy, they superimposed Ptolemy's name on the glyph of a cartouche whom they assumed was his name. You got Cleopatra, and down here you got Alexander. So the A didn't come from no you silly fool. It ain't even no A in ancient Egyptian. So y'all got to understand that the Egyptian language is silent. What y'all transliterated was the Greek, superimposed it onto the glyph. But you didn't have a full match for all of the glyphs. So that show you that Greek was deficient. So they use what? They either use Coptic to fill it in, they use Arabic, they use Hebrew as a filler language. So I'm showing you it's a hybrid language because you got 2 or 3 languages to make one fucking word. The Greek was deficient. So the A don't come from no it comes from the A in Alexander. You got Cleopatra, you got Ptolemy, you got Bernice, all of the names. You even got Caesar. Even Caesar, the Roman ruler, his name was superimposed. So when the Egyptian hieroglyphic alphabet was created by superimposing the initials of homosexual Greek ruler name on the sacred glyphs of our African ancestors. So if you're using this alphabet today, it came from the superimposing of these homosexual, lesbian, pedophile rulers superimposing their initials onto those corresponding glyphs. Okay? Now, look at this. Look at that. Is that shocking? Ain't that a damn shame? Shocking, how you get on this movie, y'all? Niggas starred in the false teachers of the metal now. Look at Shocking. Who that is, Shocking? Is that Sonetta? Look at it. You got Sonetta down there. Shocking Sonetta. That's right. I'm gonna get you, fuck nigga. Y'all gonna go off on me. By accepting the Greek Europeans' false translation of our ancestors' language, black metal letter speakers have paved the way for homosexual ancient Egyptian to be taught to our people. And this is what they're doing now. They're making homosexuality acceptable in ancient Egypt. Now, ask this question. If in 1,000 years, the ancestors never produced a bilingual Egyptian Greek alphabet or dictionary, this is solid proof that they never wanted it to be so. I'm going to read it again. If in 1,000 years, that's Greek and Roman rule, the ancestors never produced a bilingual Greek alphabet, Egyptian or Greek alphabet or dictionary, this is solid proof that the ancestors never wanted it to be so. So the fact that you niggas come today and sacrilegiously take our ancestors' sacred glyphs and correspond it to homosexual faggots from Greece, you have